Today's episode is sponsored by Dizani. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Israel Eatman. Today we have another episode of Locker Room Lowdown. Today's episode is called Nil Unfiltered. I'm here with my boy Z per usual. How you doing, Z?
What's good, y'all? Good to be here. Super stoked to dive into a topic today that's literally right in our backyard as athletes.
For real, today we're diving into a topic that's been a huge game changer in the world of college sports. Name, image, and likeness. NIL for short. This isn't just stuff you read about in the news. It's affecting our daily lives now these days.
NIL stands for name, image, and likeness, and it's one of the hottest terms in college athletics. But here's what it really means. NIL is the ruling that allows college athletes to make money off their name, image, and likeness. They can now profit off of doing things like autograph signings, endorsement deals, selling jerseys, selling social media posts. Athletes can now make money on the side separate from their universities. The NCAA used to not allow athletes to make any money other than just a scholarship they were getting from the school. Now, NIL has caused a lot of controversy with reports of certain players making $8-9 million before they even get to college. Remember, NIL can't be used for recruiting or inducements. You can't tell a player, we'll give you this amount of money in NIL deals if you come to our school. While college athletics are changing before our eyes and NIL has changed the game completely, it's important to know what NIL really means when you hear it.
Totally. And to give you guys some context, this episode is actually part of a research proposal we're working on for a class. So you guys are getting our raw thoughts and findings on it.
Yeah, this is basically us figuring out what we really want to say out and put out into the world. So Zach, lay it on, and what's the main point we're trying to make about NIL?
Honestly, Israel, our main point is pretty simple. NIL is a good thing for student athletes. It's about giving us a chance we actually deserve in today's college sports world. It's about being fair and opening up opportunities.
Fair and opportunities. That's exactly it. This isn't just some textbook theory for us, right?
Nah, not at all. Which brings us to the next thing on our paper. Why does this even matter to us personally?
It matters because, straight up, we're college athletes. We live the grind every single day. We know what it takes, the early mornings, the late nights, the blood, sweat, and tears. For so long, our faces, names, and our performances have been benefiting schools and universities all around the country. And we think it's about time that we start seeing cash and start benefiting from our hard work.
How they treated these athletes, that sick. This ain't nothing but reparations, man. I don't give a fuck about that college. Payback. And this is no knock to Kentucky, because this is just the time we was in. We having tournaments in Cancun, Mexico. And there's 3,000 people with a Cousins in Kentucky shirt. But the vendor outside, he just made 60 bands with my name. But I get in trouble for a free meal.
Facts. Or a drink or anything.
Like what?
Anything.
And I can't get a free meal. Give a about no college, I don't care about nothing.
Yeah, it was wild. Before NIL, it felt like everyone else was making money off our hard work. Imagine being a star player, filling up stadiums, everyone wearing your jersey, and you couldn't even get paid to promote a local pizza place. That just doesn't feel right. And remember, Israel, it wasn't even a guarantee that NIL would happen. I was looking at an old AP article from 2020, and the NCAA was actually delaying that vote on allowing athletes to make money from their NIL. There was so much back and forth.
That's right. It wasn't just handed to us. There was a huge debate and a lot of people fighting for athletes to get this right. It shows how much this truly means to us, that it was a long time coming. And this isn't just about big-name stars. It's about regular athletes, too. The ones who are building their own little brands, maybe getting a few $100 here, a few $1,000 there, from a local shop. The money that can make a huge difference. It can help with books, groceries, gas, money, or just chilling with your friends without stressing about every single dollar. And I think we deserve that. We deserve breathing room financially after working so hard for these universities and for ourselves.
Exactly. It helps us get a head start. Whether we go pro or end up doing something else after college, we're learning how to deal with money, contracts, how to market ourselves. These are real-world skills that we'll use for the rest of our lives, way beyond our playing days. It's like a crash course in adulting, you know?
And it's not just us saying, right. It's not just us saying this, right? Even legends like Cam Newton are talking about it. He argues that today's college athletes are reaping the benefits of NIL, stuff that could have gotten players in huge trouble before. He sees it as a positive shift, bringing real earning power and improving our quality of life as athletes, especially in big-time sports like football and basketball.
When I think about my time in college, and I say to myself, yo, how much money did I make Auburn? I don't think my brain could even fathom.
Well, that's what my question to you was. Is like, think about all the stuff you did at Auburn just that year, even Blinn, shit, even at Florida. But like, if you had to put a net worth on your NIL, just throw me a number. What would you think Cam Newton NIL deal or like your net worth in college would be?
College?
Yeah.
300 million.
300 million.
And that's on the low end. Because you got to think of it like this.
And you got to explain. That's a lot of money right there.
It's a lot of money. But I'm going to break it down like this. My first game in Auburn was against Arkansas State.
Okay.
It was a sold-out crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
We won. Now, the buzz kept getting higher and higher. Parking, concessions, ticket sales, marketability, apparel.
Yeah.
I want you to think about. And now that first game playing Arkansas State.
And
now,
they didn't have a video game, did they have the video game?
They did, but it still wasn't. Fuck that. That's separate. Start thinking during the midway of the season. Like we went through a stretch where our tough stretch was we played Arkansas University. They had Ryan Mallett. That was a good team.
Ryan Mallett.
We double backed and played LSU. Right. We then played Ole Miss. And that first game where that marketability is what it was, now we're undefeated. We're 9-0. We 8-0. Now, like on mainstream TV, your whole that marketability is a little different now.
Yeah, Cam really hits it on the head. He points out that there's this whole new wave of money flowing through college sports that athletes can finally get a piece of. And for a lot of players, that NIL money isn't for lavish spending. It's literally helping cover those basic everyday expenses. It means players aren't broke while they're out there producing major value for their schools.
Totally. He also stresses the importance of being ready for responsibilities and changes that come with these new opportunities. It's not just free money. It's a chance to learn and grow. It's helping us be more than just players. It's showing us how to be entrepreneurs, how to understand our own value, and how to build our own path.
Okay, but Israel, you know how it goes. Whenever something new and big happens, there's always pushback. Or Paper asks about the main counter argument. What's the biggest thing people are worried about with NIL?
The one we hear about all the time, and it's something we got to talk about, honestly, is people worrying about money going to teenagers and being poorly spent. The idea is that
it's that fear, right? People think athletes are just going to blow it on dumb stuff, or that they'll get ripped off because they're young. They'll say these are students, not pros. They should be focused on school and their sport, not managing money. The funny thing is, these were the exact same worries a lot of people, including the NCAA itself, had before NIL even started. That article you mentioned from 2020, it talked about how the big holdup was putting guardrails in place to prevent pay-for-play and keep college sports amateur.
I hear that. We've all seen examples of young people, not just athletes, who get money and struggle with it. But I think that way of thinking misses a few things. First, most NIL deals aren't huge, million-dollar contracts. A lot of them are smaller, more manageable amounts of money. And the big fears about pay-for-play, destroying everything, that hasn't really happened on a catastrophic scale. The rules, even though they're still evolving, are trying to prevent that.
And second, it assumes we're just left to figure it out alone. The answer isn't to say no money for athletes. It's to teach us how to handle it responsibly. Schools, athletic departments, even outside groups are stepping up to offer classes on money management, how to read contracts, and how to build your personal brand. This is a chance to teach us responsibility, not just assume we don't have it.
Plus, let's be real. These teenagers, us, we're often 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. But no, we're not kids anymore. We're trying to be adults. We're making decisions about our education, our future, our lives. We're usually pretty disciplined and driven people who've been managing crazy schedules and crazy stuff in general since high school. To say we can't handle money responsibly feels like we're selling ourselves short, or people are selling us short of the same rights of any other college student has to make off their money, off their skill. What the fuck? Selling us short is not fuck. Plus, let's be real. These teenagers are often 18, 19, 20-year-olds, just like us. We're adults. We're making decisions about our education, our future, our lives. We're usually pretty disciplined and driven people who've been managing crazy schedules and crazy lives since high school. The amount of crazy AAU trips, the amount of time we have to spend, the amount of bouncing we've had to do since we were in high school, just kids. It builds into who we are as people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it feels like we're being denied basic rights that any other student would have just because we're student athletes.
Yeah, spot on. If a music student can sell their songs or an art student can sell their paintings, why can't a talented athlete make some money off their talent and fame and their jersey? The teenager argument often just feels like people trying to keep things the way they were, which mostly benefited
For sure.
everyone but the athletes.
Couldn't agree more. We should be focused on creating an environment where athletes can learn and grow in every way, including financially. It's a chance for us to develop, not just a problem waiting to happen.
Ideas and having done some digging, Israel, it's clear our arguments hold up. We're not just saying NIL is good. We have found out why.
Yeah, totally. When you look at how this whole thing started, it wasn't just some overnight decision. This has been a debate for years, with athletes finally getting the right to profit off their own hard work. It's really about bringing college sports into the 21st century, recognizing that athletes are people with rights, just like any other student.
Exactly. It's not just about flashy deals for a few superstars. We found that a huge chunk of NIL deals are actually small, local endorsements, like athletes promoting a local restaurant or a small business in their college town. These aren't multi-million-dollar contracts. They're often a few hundred or a few $1,000s, which is super helpful for everyday expenses for these athletes.
Yes, right. And that totally debunks the money being poorly spent argument. We saw a lot of examples where athletes are using that money responsibly. Some are paying for rent, tuition, or even just groceries. Others are investing it or setting it aside for their futures. It's not just blowing it on fancy stuff. It's often covering necessities and just planning ahead in life.
NIL is a great introductory to being financially literate. I think that's very important as athletes is understanding the money. And we have an introduction to that with NIL. And it's all about building your brand. Athletes do a really good job bringing in a lot of revenue to universities. Yeah. So now I have the opportunity to, build a brand for yourself and make the most out of name, image, and likeness. What a great opportunity in itself. Yeah. And players have been doing a really good job with that. Yeah. All a part of the moment and stuff like that. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, and a big part of that is because schools and even the NCAA are now offering resources. We heard about programs that teach athletes about financial literacy, how to read contracts, and how to manage their brand. So it's not just throwing money at teenagers. It's giving them tools and guidance, which is exactly what people were worried about missing.
And hearing from other athletes on their own podcasts or interviews, you get a real sense of how empowering it is. Guys are talking about finally being able to take their parents out for dinner or buying a much-needed car or even saving up for their own down payment on a house after they graduate. It's about more than just money. It's about financial security and the life skills they're gaining.
Absolutely. These aren't just abstract ideas. These are real stories and real impacts. It proves that NIL is working the way it should, providing real-world benefits and education.
And we're excited to keep talking about it. We're leveraging this video podcast to really explore this topic in depth.
And that's what makes this so great, right? We can show examples, use graphics to illustrate some of these stats and really get into details visually. This is just the start of our deep dive into NIL, and we'll be talking about all kinds of stuff, different types of deals, how to avoid pitfalls, and what NIL means for the future of college sports.
For sure. This conversation is always moving, and we're on here to keep you in the loop and keep it for real. You know us.
For sure.
Nice having y'all on here. See you next time on Locker Room Lowdown, NIL Unfiltered, and how to build our own path.
My fault.
Athletes aren't mature enough or smart enough to handle money from these big deals.
Yeah. My fault. Yeah.
We good.
You can cut it out. All right.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, is that fair, right? What the f*** am I saying? It's clear our arguments hold up. We're not just saying NIL is good. We have found out why.
Yeah, totally. I blinked out for a second. Okay, you gotta say that again.
Okay.